Should Black and African people support Palestine in the war with Israel in Gaza? Many Africans have sided with Palestine in the war with Israel due to the parallel with apartheid, highlighted by South African President Ramaphosa, saying that there were very close parallels between the two experiences. However, there is an ugly truth about the Arab world's relationship with Black people and Africa, a reality everyone seems to be avoiding. Pay attention. So the first video I made on my platform was about the hypocrisy in the West over the Qatar World Cup. I put the video on my TikTok channel and went from 192 followers that night to 16,000 followers by the next morning. My platform that so many Africans now support blew up because of Arabs, Muslims, people in Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Egypt, Morocco, Algeria, Libya. I then focused on Africa and things were great, till a Netflix documentary came out with a Black Cleopatra. North Africans and Arabs went crazy with calls for boycotts and even a lawsuit that Blacks were stealing Egyptian history, as if Blacks are not also Egyptian. Then this guy, Bissam Youssef, got on Piers Morgan and said this.
Netflix series on Cleopatra has been hit with claims of cultural vandalism over the casting of Black actress Adele James in the lead role.
It's about the continuous culture appropriation and falsification of history that has been done by what the so-called Afro-centrist movement. That's why you find people like Kevin Hart, who subscribes to these theories, who claim that his ancestors built the pyramids. I'm sorry, your ancestors had their own wonderful civilization in West Africa. They are culture appropriating my culture.
I was shocked. I said, West Africans didn't build the pyramids. No, we didn't. Nubians built the pyramids. Black Egyptians. Present-day Nubia is Sudan. Sudan means land of the blacks. Sudan have more pyramids than present-day Egypt. Did they FedEx them over there from Egypt? What he was really saying was that Egyptians were not black, and blacks did not build the pyramids or have any hand in ancient Egyptian history. Essentially, West African equals black to him and many North Africans. When I posted a short clip on my social media on the Black genesis of ancient Egypt, I was astonished by the reaction. I had some of the most vile racist abuse I have ever encountered on social media. A level of racism I hadn't even had online from white supremacists. It was from Arabs, Egyptians, calling me all kinds of dehumanizing names, insulting my ancestors and people. All because I told the truth about the Black origin of Egypt. All because someone made Cleopatra brown-skinned in a documentary. I was confused. I thought Islam didn't care about skin color. I thought that was what made it stand out from Christianity, which is notorious for harboring bigotry and prejudice. I remember being embarrassed for Mr. Bissam as I watched him on Piers Morgan. I view him as an African, as I view all North Africans. I don't view this Egyptian man as other, as separate. We are Africans, as I viewed Gaddafi and all the people who understand we are stronger together than divided, a United States of Africa. I was embarrassed for Mr. Bissam that he would go on a conservative network to sit with a white man to criticize Afrocentrics, as he put it, stealing his history. I said at the time, first, you can't steal the truth. You can't steal history. You can only discover or reclaim the truth. Second, even if you have an issue with fellow Africans, you don't go on white TV to attack black people or so-called Afrocentrics, which is an ironic term from an African man. What exactly does Afrocentric mean when you're supposed to be from Africa? Unless you don't believe you are. A few months before that, the Tunisian president Said made a speech blaming Tunisia's problems on black immigrants who he likened to animals. It was such a racist speech that Amnesty International had to write an article of condemnation, which you can still find on their website. Hordes of irregular migrants from sub-Saharan Africa had come to Tunisia with all the violence, crime, and unacceptable practices that entails. He said that was an unnatural situation and part of a criminal plan designed to change the demographic makeup and turn Tunisia into just another African country that doesn't belong to the Arab and Islamic nations anymore. The last time I checked, Tunisia is in Africa. His speech endangered the lives of black Africans in Tunisia, who were violently attacked by mobs of Tunisian men instigated by their president's anti-black rhetoric. Accounts of the attacks were so barbaric I can't relay them in this video, but you can read all about them on Amnesty International's site. The Arab world was quiet, as they have been for the war in Sudan on Egypt's border, while they are energized for the events on the other border with Palestine. North Africa is quiet over the unrest in Ethiopia, Gabon, Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali, Guinea. In fact, when I thought about it, many North Africans say they are Arab, not African. Black Africans started writing to me with their stories telling me I was a fool thinking black people had love in the Arab world. And I said, yeah, maybe I was a fool because I thought they did. So now we have this war in Gaza, bombs raining down on Palestinians. Now we have Western nations that the Arab world is accusing of complicity in the Palestinian subjugation. Now we have black and African people joining hands with Arabs in the streets in protest all over the world. I posted a video empathizing with the plight of Palestine, and North Africans praised me, reposted me, shared, liked. No more insults, no more racism. Now Bissam Youssef was on Piers Morgan calling out the hypocrisy of the West in their reporting of the war and support of Israel.
88 Israelis were died, and there was 2,329 Palestinians killed on the other side. What is the exchange rate for today? You guys will be happy.
Now he's attacking the white people he went to for support against black people a matter of a few months ago. The people he went to for support against Afro-centrics, against West Africans, against black African people stealing his history. Oh, the irony, Mr. Bissam. Oh, the irony, North Africa. Now, before anyone says, why are you focusing on the Arab world when Israel also has serious anti-black racism? I know about all those stories. However, black and African people aren't clamoring to support Israel as they are for Palestine. And while this isn't about the merits of the Palestinian struggle, it is about the taking into account the context of black bodies in the Arab world. I have this to say in closing. Africans, blacks, did not bomb Iraq with fake information. We did not destroy Libya. We did not subjugate Tunisia, exploit Algeria, colonize Egypt. We did not take land from Palestine. We did not turn a blind eye to Gaza, even as we suffered as black Africans. We did not make movies and TV shows depicting Arabs as terrorists and villains. We did not engage in Islamophobia, blaming the entire religion of Islam for 9/11. We did none of those things. Yet North Africans, Arabs, would rather align themselves with those that did. When called upon, we always stand by you, by Islam, and by humanity. Africans and blacks all over the world, instead of siding with those that maligned your faith and your humanity, blacks converted by the millions to that faith. Yet, we are the group you have fought so hard to distance yourselves from until the West do what they always do, and bodies and voices are needed in the streets in protest. Black African bodies. So I ask my black African brothers and sisters, where do we stand for those who never stand with us?